Varnashrama system is another thing which is a bone of contention amongst people of the modern day world who say that why should we discriminate on this basis of this caste? This caste system is all nonsense. It has led to so much exploitation and so much people of the lower caste have been excluded from the development which they should have been part of, and they have been denied their rights. This is all reality. This is what has happened in the last about 200, 300 years, if you see, about not even 200, 300, about 500 years, 600 years, if you see, the amount of exploitation that has happened in the name of caste system and how the people of the lower caste have been exploited, they have been made into outcasts, they have been treated very poorly, they have not been, there has not been inclusive development. These are all realities which we have faced. But the fact is that although this may be real, the original Varnashrama system is not the birth-based caste system. It is something else. As Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishnam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. The original Varnashrama system of the Sanatana Dharma was based on Guna and Karma, was based on the qualities and activities of the person. Whatever qualities a person has and whatever activities he does, according to that, he will be designated in a particular Varna and a particular Ashrama. It was not based merely on birth. By birth, if one is born a Brahmana family, he is given an opportunity. He has got a greater facility to become a Brahmana. Just like if somebody is born in a family where his father, his mother, his grandfather, everybody are judges, then for him, the environment is very conducive for him also to become a judge. But then he cannot become a judge just because he has taken his birth in the family of judges. He has to qualify himself. That is there. But then it is easier for him to qualify because there is so much amount of knowledge available within the household. In the same manner, somebody is born in a Brahmana family, because he is surrounded by people who are in that Brahminical culture, he can pick up the culture, the knowledge, the practices very quickly, and its environment is conducive for him to qualify himself as a Brahmana. But after growing up, if he does not, if his qualities and his work are not in accordance with the classification of a Brahmana, then he cannot be called a Brahmana. There are so many examples in the Vedic literature like this. Ravana himself was the son of Vishrava Muni. Vishrava Muni was a Brahmana. But is Ravana considered a Brahmana? No, Ravana is not considered a Brahmana. He is not even considered a Kshatriya, not even a Vaishya, not even a Shudra. He is considered an Asura, lower than Adhama, lower than even a Shudra. On the other hand, we have incidences like Satyakama Jabali. In the Jabali Upanishad, there is a description of this Satyakama, who happened to be the son of a prostitute. A son of a prostitute is considered a Shudra in the Vedic civilization. This Satyakama, in his heart, he had a strong desire to learn Vedic knowledge. And normally, Shudras, if somebody has the qualities of a Shudra, he is not given Vedic knowledge because he cannot comprehend it and apply the principles properly in life. He needs constant minute-to-minute guidance. So he is not given that knowledge. Now the Satyakama, because he was born as the son of a prostitute, he was considered a Shudra. He was not eligible that way if you look at it by birth. But still he had this desire in his heart, and he went to Gautama Rishi. And he requested him, I want to be educated I want to be trained under you. Please give me an opportunity. Gautama Rishi asked Satyakama, please give me a little background of you. Who are you? Who is your father? What is your background? So that I can understand, and accordingly I can chalk out what is the training I need to give you. Satyakama said, I have not seen my father. I'll ask my mother and come back. Gautama Rishi said, okay, find out and come back. Satyakama went back to his mother and he asked his mother. I went like this to Gautama Rishi. Gautama Rishi is asking, who is my father? Can you please tell me who is my father? Then the mother replied to Satyakama, my dear son, I have slept with many men. I don't know who is your father because I am a prostitute. Satyakama went back to Gautama Rishi and he told Gautama Rishi, I asked my mother told me that she is a prostitute and she has slept with many men, so she does not know who is actually my father. What was Gautama Rishi's reaction? Oh, you are born in a Shudra family, you Shudra, how can you come here? Get out of my this one. Ashrama. Did he say that? No. Surprisingly, Gautama Rishi said, my dear child, you have displayed the quality of truthfulness. You have not hidden the truth. You have spoken the truth fearlessly, even though the truth is so bitter. Who would like to go and tell somebody? Who would like to go and introduce oneself, saying that I am the son of a prostitute? Nobody likes. But he fearlessly went and told. He said, this is a symptom of your having Brahminical qualities. Therefore, I will train you as a Brahmana. Come. You see? Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is another such example. The example of Narada Muni. Narada Muni, he describes in the previous Kalpa of Brahma, he was born as the son of a Shudra. In a Shudra family, he was born. And his father was no more. His mother used to be a maid servant who used to go to various houses and do some household chores. That's how she used to carry out her livelihood. Now, Narada Muni being born in the family of a Shudra, he is supposed to be considered to be a Shudra. But then it so happened that in his house, during the Chaturmasa period, 4 months of rainy season, some few great devotees, they happened to come and they stayed in his house. And Narada Muni was a 5-year-old child at that time. So you can see great pure devotees who are far more qualified than Brahmanas, they are staying in the house of a Shudra. The Shudra was not considered an untouchable. And because this Narada Muni was a small boy, 5-year-old boy, he went and started serving them. How will he serve them? Gave them some plate of food. After they ate, took the plate away. Simple things like this he did. The devotees were so happy and satisfied with his mood of service because he was not like other common frivolous children. He was always very sober, always attentive to serving them. And whenever they would be discoursing on the Bhagavatam, he would come and silently sit and listen. When the devotees saw this, they were very satisfied and they blessed him. And he became Narada Muni. Deva Rishi, he became a Deva Rishi. He became the celebrated sage among the Devatas. Such a position he got. His birth in a Shudra family was never an obstacle for his progress in spiritual life. Like this, so many examples are there. Look at Vishwamitra Muni. He was a Kshatriya. He was a king. As long as he was ruling the kingdom, he was called and he was designated and he was known as a Kshatriya. The day he renounced his kingdom and became a sage, he became the best of the Brahmanas. So many examples are there in the Vedic literature like this. These actually, they give us the real spirit of the instructions of the Manu Samhita.